useful in postmenopausal women. She had 4 heart surgeries, and her doctors said she was so healthy. Barbara reminds me of her in some. You're a younger version. You were the next generation after her, but you do remind me of her, and she did very well on her hormones all the way up until the end, really.
That when I hear that, that freaks me out. Just the thought of a synthesized hormone getting just applied. But it kind of makes sense. Like when you step back and you think about it, okay, there's diabetics that needed insulin. And once we learned how to synthesize insulin, we saved thousands and thousands and thousands of lives, especially these heartbreaking and tragic, I think it's called acetoketosis patients in like the 20s and the 30s. When you read the story of the man who first tested insulin on children, your heart just soars. If the apocryphal stories at least are true, there was just patients so desperate that they were on their deathbeds. Many of the kids had already become unconscious, and when he started injecting it, by the time he got to the last one, the first kid woke up from his coma. So it's like, I think it makes sense that humans can synthesize something that yields great health benefits. But when you hear the word hormone, like, am I the only one?
No, absolutely not. I think that's a great point to bring up, Cardon. And I don't give hormones to all of my patients. I'm not a huge that every woman needs to go on hormones once she reaches menopause. No, that's why this is a tailored approach. And for many women who are mindful of their bone health, they're mindful of their diet, they are exercising their mind, and that feel well, they're basically are just kind of there for disease prevention, to kind of monitor little spots or if something's noticeable, or if they're having a symptom, to address it. And they're looking to catch things early as they can. So those are some of the things that all patients should do. But no, not every senior needs to be on estrogen.
So, may I insert something here? I think a lot of health problems come about with people being depressed and down. My father always told me, look ahead, stay positive. And I've always been that way. I've never been a negative person. And in my opinion, you live, you enjoy yourself, you go places, you do things, you talk with people. And I go to the senior center every Tuesday and involved in a couple of groups there. And Wednesday, of course, I do the radio show and I do my physical therapy. And Thursday, I go to the Assistance League and volunteer there for 4 hours. And it's in my opinion, it's all about being positive and being out there. And just don't restrict yourself. Don't stay at home and sit in the chair 24/7, That's not good for you.
What's the number one thing that a younger generation could do to assist the seniors in Santa Clarita with that, like, mental health and positivity, in your experience, Barbara and Jerry?
Well, in my opinion, if you have parents who are getting elderly or grandparents, be around them. Stay with them whenever you can. Take them places. Do things with them, because this helps them rather than sitting in the chair and watching television 24/7.
I have to tell you, I was a door-to-door salesman for 5 years to pay for college. So I've literally knocked hundreds of thousands of doors in my 20s and 30s. And one of the things I've come away with that might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think the single family home was a societal upgrade. Like, the isolation that it introduces, as much as the nuclear family unit is the basis of society, when I read books by Steinbeck and I read books written in the 1800s and the early 20th century, how family life was far more communal, and our elderly were so much more in the presence of their children and their grandchildren. I look at the studies where like longevity is predicted more by how often you touch your grandchildren over, I think it's the age of 55, than by almost any of your other exercises that you do. I can't help but think we have to reevaluate as a society how we incorporate our seniors into our life, because it's one of the things I loved about growing up in Santa Clarita. I was surrounded by so many cool seniors, old dudes that had worked for Rocketdyne during the USSR, Cold War.
I used to work at Rocketdyne.
Yeah, dude. My first Pinewood Derby car was made by this old machinist, man. This dude was the guy that was, just like back from Nam and then got his job in the machine shop and then retired in the 90s. And he's like helping me drill press out my first Pinewood Derby car. The other guy next to me was another veteran that played the ukulele. And I remember on our entire block, you could just hear him playing the ukulele every night around 6 or 7 p.m. In fact, I knew it was time for me to go home when my older neighbor would start playing the ukulele, because I knew it was going to get dark within 20 or 30 minutes, right?
I still have my ukulele. And
Yes.
I played it years and years and years ago.
Oh,
Oh yeah, and I also did the Pinewood Derby.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I used to do that with my kids.
really?
Yes.
Okay. So just general togetherness, you say. That's probably the number one thing.
Yes. And my daughter comes down. My son comes down Monday night or Monday afternoon, stays with me Tuesday, and of course he brought me here today also. Normally my daughter comes down on Wednesday and stays Thursday, but she had babysitting with my great-granddaughter.
Okay.
And so they both live in Palmdale, but they come down and I see them more often than not, which is a big help. Plus my granddaughter has now moved in with me.
Oh, okay.
And she works at Costco in Northridge, and she was living in Palmdale and had to drive all that way 5 days a week back and forth.
Have you taught her the cool English accent?
No, she doesn't do that.
I think we need to do that because is she still single?
Yes.
She won't be in a year. Just teach her the accent and he will be making lots of money, I promise. Maybe even an entertainment industry producer. We get another OBGYN, like a top dog talent here, So last question.
I've been over here since I was 10 and a half years old, and I still haven't lost all of my accent.
That's amazing. I think that upgrades whatever you are. You throw an English accent in there, and all of a sudden, you're up to the
first
top of the
class.
Yes,
first class. So Jerry, I have to know, and I'm giving you enough time to give a fun, good answer. Doctors have the craziest pictures and the craziest stories. Okay. Yes. What is one of the craziest things that's ever happened to you as a doctor in the Santa Clarita Valley? I gotta know.
Well, I'm going to go back a little bit even earlier in my career when I was in the military. And in 2006, I deployed to Iraq. I was in a small town called Tikrit, and we had a large military hospital there.
Okay.
We covered that. I was with the 47th Combat Support Hospital, and I was basically the medical director, and I was there with a bunch of trauma surgeons. And these guys were operating 24 hours a day. They would not get any sleep. They were in the operating room, and they would relieve each other mid-surgery. And one would step in and take over while the other one did. And oftentimes they would operate together. And I was, as an OBGYN, I'm not trauma trained, but I could help and assist. And so I saw quite a few things there, of things that I would never, ever see in my career. One of the more interesting things that I did take care of was we took care of all the soldiers on the base, and they would go for R&R back home, and then they would come back. Well, I had a soldier who came into the health clinic there, and she was having terrible fevers, high spiking fevers. And I asked her, where have you been here the whole time, or where have you been? And she said, no, I went back home. Her home was in North Africa.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And so I said, okay, that brings in a whole different, scenario, a whole different differential diagnosis of what could be causing her
Okay.
symptoms of high spiking fevers.
Wow.
And lo and behold, we did a blood smear, a peripheral blood smear, and we diagnosed malaria. So I might be the only OBGYN in the United States that has actually treated malaria.
Oh, my goodness.
I got on the phone with my infectious disease consults who were available at the military hospital a little bit a ways away, and we did kind of some telehealth consulting. We got the medication that she needed and was able to treat this patient for malaria.
So now you're speaking my language, because obviously I work in pest control, and historically we eradicated malaria in North America because of DDT. That's the big unspoken truth, that the inconvenient truth people don't like. And then it was outlawed by the time Africans wanted to use it and get rid of their malaria, but the UN had already put the kibosh on that. So, how do you treat malaria? You can obviously we see the nets in the movies, don't get bit, but it seems like you can't avoid that. How do you treat malaria?
Well, it's interesting. Many of those natives to North Africa, they just have had it and they live with it. Malaria is just a part of their life.
Really?
But here we would treat it with chloroquine, or we were able to get mefloquine, which is a newer quinine drug that basically eradicates that.
Really? Okay. Any other crazy? I mean, dude, you're okay. So did you ever so these, what's the life of, okay. There's so many questions. Iraq, 2006, trauma surgeon. Do we gotta go? We gotta go. Oh,
We can come back.
see, but this is what I'm talking about. See, we always gotta go. Anyway, you've been listening to the Senior Hour on your hometown station, FM 98.1 and AM 1220 KHTS. We'll be back after these brief commercial messages.
KHTS salutes our veterans who sacrifice for our freedom through inspirational stories on our Hometown Heroes page on hometownstation.com, thanks to our good friends at Eternal Valley.
I'm Richard Nunnally, General Manager of Eternal Valley Memorial Park and Mortuary. We believe taking care of each other is what community is all about. We're proud to bring you the stories of our hometown heroes.
Eternal Valley, life well celebrated.
Visit hometownstation.com, sponsored by Eternal Valley.
You already know Salt Creek Grill has the best food in our valley. But did you know you can hold your group event in their intimate private dining room or outdoor patio?
I'm Greg Amsler, owner of Salt Creek Grill. I'd like to introduce you to a new level of dining, whether it's a large gathering or intimate meal. Salt Creek Grill will bring your dining experience to the next level.
Put Salt Creek Grill on top of your dining list.
Salt Creek Grill, a new level of dining.
If you're in need of physical therapy, check out Focus Physical Therapy. Owner and therapist Adam Laraway has the latest in cutting-edge technology, introducing the Newbie, the ultimate in neuromuscular re-education. The Newbie can help you heal up to 70% faster and was FDA cleared in September 2017. The Newbie uses pulse direct current, which mimics the same neurological signals the brain uses and allows the therapist to identify those signals with 100% accuracy. Newbie can even help improve your sleep while tackling issues with neck, knee, and shoulder pain, sciatica, and arthritis. It can accelerate your fitness progress, which means better results in less sessions. Get stronger quicker. Why not use the same technology that the Dodgers and the LA Clippers use? Focus PT, located on Peachland off Lyons in Newhall. Call 255-4205. Go online at focusphysicaltherapyscv.com.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
Attention homeowners 55 plus in California. Increase cash flow and improve your retirement with no monthly mortgage payment with a reverse mortgage from Loan Depot today. Call local Santa Clarita reverse mortgage specialist Scott Houlihan. Use your equity tax-free proceeds and stay in the house you love. Pay off existing high-interest credit card debt. Make home renovations. Fund in-home care. Provide a living inheritance. Help pay for grandkids' college debt. Or help a family member become a homeowner. Visit reversescott.com today.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Cardon Ellis.
on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. And we've been speaking with Jerry Izu, who is an obstetrician gynecologist locally. And we've covered quite a bit.
I would say so. I mean, hopefully the listeners have gleaned some useful information, or
Yes.
have at least enjoyed some
Yes.
entertaining discussion this
Now,
hour.
one of the things that I was wondering about is, what does diet have to do with women's health?
Yeah.
As far as the older woman is concerned, the senior.
I think for me, taking care of many women as they transition into menopause, it's been really amazing how they are able to make that adjustment. This is a life-changing thing. You have been used to your ovaries making a certain amount of hormones your whole life, and then the transformation that women have to go throughout their lives is nothing short of incredible. They even just during pregnancy, their hormones are doing something different after pregnancy, and then especially for those seniors as they are transitioning into menopause, learning to live life without as much estrogen is basically a huge challenge. Diet can help that by maintaining a normal body weight can help that. Some patients don't have any change, and so that's another interesting thing is that some patients feel just fine and don't have any problems. And for those patients, they don't need to make drastic changes.
That was me. I didn't have any problems.
For some patients, that's definitely the case. Other patients, they notice it from head to toe. In every single organ system, they're noticing. They're noticing, starting at the brain. They're noticing mood disorders. They're more irritable than they used to be. They say, Dr. Izu, I am not this way. This is not how I am. I'm normally able to adjust. I'm normally able to take different things in stride, but now I'm more snappy, I'm more irritable, and my loved ones that live with me notice it. And so when you're having these changes, then it's helpful to at least bring them up to your doctor and to look for things that you can do, whether it be diet, whether it be medication or hormone supplementation, or whether it be therapy that can help you to give you the tools to navigate this. Because let's face it, when do we start becoming seniors? We said age 55. Well, we've got 30 to 35 to 40 more years of navigating this time in our lives, and we want to optimize that health, and we want to optimize that wellness for everybody.
Yeah, you know what my doctor told me? I have to take a memory drug now.
Oh, really? Does it make you speak with a French accent
I don't know.
instead
I
of an
just
English
started
one?
taking it. I just started taking it
Okay,
a couple of days ago, so I don't know what it's going to do to me, but I'm thinking a memory drug at my age?
Before we gotta go, Jerry, where can people find you if they want to talk more about with you and your practice?
Definitely. So the best way is just online. I am at jerryizumd.com. If you go to that website, you'll be able to find a button that says click Make an Appointment, and You'll have access to my schedule. You'll see my open appointments, and you just pick one and be happy to discuss your particular issues in the office.
Okay. Well, you've been listening to the Senior Hour on your hometown station, FM 98.1, AM 1220 KHTS. We're sponsored by Comfort Keepers In-Home Care and Providence Holy Cross Medical Center. Now go and enhance your quality of life.
Yes.